Hi everybody! Day 37 of my year in food, and today is a glorious day here. It's so gorgeous. And I am gonna make something that we both fancy. So it's the weekend and we usually go out to eat at least one night or two nights, at least, probably on the weekend. And one of our favorite things to go and do is to go eat curry, go have Indian food, which is delish, but it can get quite pricey when you go a lot. And it's super cheap and really easy to make yourself. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm making a Tarka Daal. Sounds crazy. Tarka Daal. And it's those beautiful red lentils that you get, which I'll show you. We've got a bunch. So easy and so delicious. You can get a huge bag. We get a huge bag at the Indian grocery store for like $5. So, and that will feed you forever and ever and ever. So it's really healthy, really cheap. It's packed full of fiber and protein and lots of good things for you. And we're going to add loads of good stuff into it. So we're going to use some fresh ginger and garlic and chilies, all those beautiful kind of aromatics. And then some curry powder, some garam masala, and more turmeric. Turmeric's so good for you. And it's going to be really easy to do and delish. And you could serve it with rice or any kind of bread that you like. If you can have real naan bread, I'm so jealous, then have that. Or you could use gluten-free pitas to make your own naan bread. Just a little bit of like oil or ghee and some garlic and you bake them off. But I'm trying to watch my carbs because of this new clean eating, and holy moly, it's bathing suit season. Not ready. So I'm taking it easy with that. I'm sure the hubby will have some rice with this. So let's get cracking. Let me show you on the ingredient board today what we've got. And I'm so excited for a lovely Tarka Daal Indian food coming your way, like 30 minutes. Okay, let's go get to it. So the ingredient board might not look like much, but it's going to taste incredible when we get done with this. So you use loads and loads of fresh cilantro, coriander, some tomatoes. I usually try to use those big, huge fatties, like 2 or 3 of those. And usually I will put them in hot water with a crust on the bottom to peel the skin, because it can get quite tough and just kind of come apart in the dal. But these are quite little and baby tomatoes, so they're not as rough and tough as the big skins on the big tomatoes. So those should be fine. Lots of ginger, lots of garlic, chilies, depending on how hot this is. Because I am still going to use hot curry powder, so I probably only use one of those, but I use the seeds as well, so it's really, really hot. And this is huge. This is so important. Cumin seed, and you really do want this because this is going to go in with the aromatics. So your garlic, your ginger, your chili, right into the pot with some hot oil or ghee if you want to use ghee. And this really is what makes Tarka Daal taste authentic for me, is cumin seed. So you definitely want a good amount of that. And then seasoning, you will use a little bit of salt and pepper, but really you're going to use a lot of garam masala. I do a nice bit of ground turmeric just because it's for the health benefits and for the color, and very, very good for you. And some hot curry powder. I don't know if this is the traditional way to do dal, but that's just kind of how I've been taught and how I do it. And then here's the star of the show, drum roll, Mr. Red Lentil. I've got about 3 cups here. Like I said, you can get these really cheaply at an Asian market, Indian market, or you can do them in bulk sometimes at your grocery stores. So the important thing with these is you want to give these a really good rinse before you even boil them. So that's the first step, is really rinsing these well, picking through, making sure everything's groovy with that. And then we will boil these and get those fully cooked. And while that's going, we'll kind of get this little hot, oily, aromatic-y stuff ready. Almost like a sauce. We're making like a little sauce, if you will. And then once these are cooked, they get added in here. Maybe a little water, maybe not, and some seasonings, which are in the back. Boom, good to go. It's really, really quick and easy and so good for you. Vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free deliciousness, and it's really filling too, so you can eat well on the cheap. All right, so let's get cracking. Let's go get these beautiful lentils soaking, sorted out, and boiling, and everything else kind of chopped up. All right, I'll see you in a mo. I forgot a crucial part to any dal and any Indian cuisine. The mighty onion. I totally forgot about this. This should have been on the ingredient board. You want a humongo onion. And you don't want to chop it. You just want to julienne this into nice little slices. And depending on how big it is, you might have to half it and then slice. So this is huge. That needs to go in as well. And I just want to take you over to the cutting board to show you the ginger, because some people might not have worked with ginger, fresh ginger before, or maybe a little intimidated by it, but it is amazing. I use ginger every day, literally. I use it in a hot cup of water and lemon before you go to bed, just to like have a little nightcap for your tummy. I use it in my smoothies and juices. I use it in cooking all the time, roasted vegetables, curries, things like that. So ginger's an amazing thing for you. So let's go get acquainted so I can show you how to actually work with it. And don't forget your onion. Got quite a big pot here. This is like my huge gumbo pot. And I rinsed and gave the lentils a nice kind of sort and clean. Threw them in this huge pot with lots of water, and all you're going to do now is bring these to a boil, and then once they boil, we're going to simmer them until they're nice and tender. And to be honest, they're a really quick cooking lentil. Say that 3 times fast. But they're a very quick cooking lentil, so they'll cook within about 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. And you'll be able to tell the lentils are going to get nice and tender. This will be like a big, almost a mush of kind of a lentil mush, but that's what we want. That's really what we want. We just want them nice and tender so we can add them into all of our good stuff. So that's going. Let's work on the other pot full of the aromatics, and we'll show you how that goes. You've probably seen something like this in the grocery store and wondered, WTF, what is this thing? It looks like a creature. It's awesome. This is fresh ginger. And when you're buying ginger, you really want this brown skin or peel to be as fresh as possible. You don't want it. This has been in the fridge for ages, so you can see this is kind of what you would avoid. This is what you would avoid actually buying at first. You would want this nice kind of shiny, clean brown skin to be what you're looking for. Or you can always, and they come in big chunks, and you probably only need a little bit. So you can snap it in the store and then smell and look at the inside. Because if it snaps and you see that it's lovely and juicy, like this is, then that means it's fresh and it's good to go. If you snap it and you get, let's see, I had a yucky piece, this. Probably not the freshest. Okay, so, and then you just, with a sharp knife, you just kind of peel off. You could use a peeler as well if you want. You just want to peel off those skins and any kind of rough, yucky bit like that. We would cut that off, right? And then I just have done that to 3 huge chunks. I'm using loads of ginger in this. It's so good for you. It's one of my most favorite things about Indian food is biting into a nice chunk of ginger. So I'm just going to go ahead and slice this up and give it a really rough chop, but nothing crazy because I like the chunkiness. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the onion I forgot. Such a blonde moment. And I'm probably only going to do 1 jalapeno because I've got some really hot curry powder. So, and you can always make it spicier. Easier to make it spicy than take it away. So let's get all this going, and then I'm going to show you the aromatics in the pan. I've got loads of cilantro here, chopped up roughly, and my little baby tomatoes. And like I said, the skins on these are a bit easier, so you don't have to worry about trying to peel those off. And you just want them kind of small, little roughly chopped, I guess, little bits and bobs. The thing about dal is so great is you can really kind of do anything and it'll taste great. So speaking of dal, our lentils have been going, and they are looking, see how they've started to change color and they're kind of getting that mushy texture? That's awesome. They're really close. That's kind of what we want. So once these are a bit more mushy, I'm going to drain these off and then we'll add them into our other mix, which is over here, pot number 2, and a good bit of vegetable oil. You could use ghee. That'd be great too. I just am dairy free, so no ghee for me. And it's the jalapeno, which I've just halved and chopped up. Loads of cumin seeds, garlic, all that ginger's buried under our Mr. Onion. And this is great. This is going to go on like a medium heat. We're going to sweat this all down. And then we're going to add in those tomatoes and the seasonings, the herbs, and the, well, not herbs, but the spices. And kind of make this paste, a curry paste. And then we will add the lentils. So let's get this going, and I'll show you this in just a bit. All done, and I drained most of the water off. There's still a little bit in there because we want like a little bit of moisture just to make that paste. So that's perfect. And then the aromatics are going nicely. Gotta keep my eye on this. And really, I'm just gonna keep kind of stirring and sweating this out until the peppers, well, the jalapeno and the onions are nice and soft. And then the next step is I'm going to add in all of those, the garam masala, the curry powder, and the turmeric, and kind of make a little paste. And the tomatoes will go in right then. So I'll show you that step in just a minute. So I've added the turmeric, a bit of garam masala, and a good amount of curry powder. And I've worked that in to those softened onions and peppers and all those aromatics. It smells so good in here. I am so excited. I feel like I'm back in India. So that looks great. Bubble, bubble. Ah! Oh no, we got steamed up. Sorry. Okay, so the tomatoes going in. And then I'm going to give those a few minutes. You want to turn your heat down. I'm going to keep working this for about 2 minutes, and then I'm going to add the lentils. I'm going to add half maybe of all that cilantro and a little bit of water, and we're going to just let this go for a bit. Oh, and a nice pinch of salt, because we haven't salted anything yet, okay? Oh, it smells amazing. Okay, that's the next step. I'll show you in just a minute. Gosh, it smells so good. Okay, so I added the lentils. Well, we did the tomatoes and broke those down. Then we added the lentils with the little bit of water that was left in there. And then a really good amount of that fresh cilantro. I did a little salt and pepper and a little more garam masala. I'm going to just let this sit now on low heat for about 15 minutes, just till everything kind of works together. I want the tomatoes to break down a bit more. But really, you could let this go for as long as you want, or, I mean, it's technically done. There's no meat in this, so it is done. And, oh my gosh, it just smells and tastes like I'm back in India. Oh, you're getting fucked up again. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to put a lid on this, let it bubble along, and I will show you this plated up in just a little bit. And again, you could have this with rice, with bread, with anything that you really fancy, but I'm going to have it just on its own. Oh, heaven is upon us.